So, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind definitely is, I don't know, like despicable. It's just, it just causes like a moral outrage. I think it's just atrocious that people would, commit violence based on such meaningless differences as religion, ethnicity, sex, any of these kinds of things. Really, I think just this inability to see past these small and inconsequential differences to our underlying humanity and what brings us all together is scary, and it kind of breaks you inside. I know when I heard about it, I actually just it just made me sad. You felt it like deep down, just this sense for other people. This empathy, something that I can't say that I've ever experienced. Having feel targeted or anything like that, but just that somebody else would because of these things. It's just it just makes you kind of outraged that something like that would happen. Somebody commit that. I definitely think it will affect the community. There's ways in which I hope it affects the community. I feel like things like this, I think when we see these kinds of terrible acts that happen, it can really bind us as a community. I think it can have the opposite effect of what people that commit these acts want it to have. I hope that it'll really bring us together in solidarity, and just increase love. I think that when we see these actions of hate, that what tends to rise afterwards is an outpouring of love that can be much, much bigger than the act of hate ever was. And I hope that will push us towards a better society, a more progressive society, one in which we truly embrace diversity. In Canada we have multiculturalism, but I think there's varying degrees to which everybody ascribes to these ideas. But I think that each thing like this just pushes things to the forefront and makes people understand how important it is that we really strive to achieve the ideals that we set forth in our Constitution.
I think it's a tragedy. I mean, just seeing the news and like the faces of the victims affected. I mean, I know when I read it, initially most of the people's kind of response, they thought this is something that perhaps it happened in the States with all the stuff that's going on there right now, and I was pretty shocked when I heard it was in Canada. This sort of thing usually doesn't happen here. It's really unfortunate, and it's a tragedy. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, right? And it's awesome to see that, regardless of, like I said, race, religion, anything like that, it's great to see everyone coming together and supporting one another. It's a great country we live in.
It was really upsetting. My parents immigrated here, and Canada's always been very inclusive. And I feel like we should also be inclusive of other cultures, and especially a place of worship. It seems to me like there's no other way that could be any more inappropriate and disgusting in a place of worship like that.
I think it's a really terrible tragedy for that community to go through that, and for it to happen in Canada. I'm just really saddened that it happened at all, and that it happened here in Canada. It's hard to say. I mean, it'll affect it in some way. It's hard to say specifically what. What I would hope is that it just shows to everybody that if we aren't tolerant and inclusive and looking to accept everybody in this country, that these things can happen. And it's a reminder, and a really bad one, that we need to always be thinking about that and making sure that we're not hating other people.